This podcast is being brought to you by Allarec.com. If you're involved in a car wreck, it is your one-stop shop to get a free wreck report, law consult, and medical consult. Maximize your recovery today at Allarec.com or by giving them a call at 205-903-9592. You're listening to the 10 out of 10 podcast, where we take you on our journey exploring cities that are sports hotbeds, primarily in SEC country or throughout the South. Each week, you will learn the best places to eat, hottest venues to visit, and a few hidden gems along the way. So when you visit, your trip will also be a 10 out of 10. Happy Victory Monday, and welcome to this week's 10 out of 10 podcast. This week, we're going to explore Nashville.
Yeah, well, before we get into Nashville, let's just do a little recap of your Tide this weekend and talk about how dirty Dallas Turner is and that hit, against Jaden Daniels. But, let's just talk about, everybody wants to say, oh, his head was up, his helmet to the bottom of his chin, and then he drove him to and through the ground and knocked him out of the game. Man, you guys it's just typical Alabama stuff, just being dirty again.
I don't think it was that dirty, to be honest. Yeah. It was a clean hit. It was just an aggressive hit, but I don't think it was it wasn't targeting. It was clearly not targeting.
I disagree with that statement, and so did everyone else. They even sent the video into the SEC to be reviewed. I disagree. I think it was targeting, but I might be a little biased because I don't like you guys. I just don't. That's just it.
Everybody wanted to say, oh, they lost because they lost their quarterback. They had already lost before they lost their quarterback. It was already over. And
oh yeah.
It was okay. We were way ahead at that point. It was almost over.
Ahead. Yeah.
It wasn't much. The momentum had totally shifted prior to that. That was not the end all be all. I don't know. I don't think it was a bad hit. These days, people just want to play soft football, and it was just
it
old
sounds like
football.
Jenna's ready to strap on the pads. We already know that she chases the cleats.
Stop.
Now, why don't you tell us? I hear you got a funny story about this week's episode in Nashville. Here you got a funny story.
Let me just say, this was a long time ago. This was
how long are we talking?
I was my senior year of college.
Okay.
So we were in Nashville. It's one of my favorite cities to go to.
Yeah, it's a great city.
It's a good time. Whether you're going for a bachelorette trip, just to go hear music, just to get away, go shopping, eat somewhere.
It is the number one destination in the country for bachelorette trips. So
it's a good time. I've been on a few there, but we were there. So I was just feeling, I was single and just having a good time with my girlfriends, and we were at a coffee shop, and I was like, okay, let's just have some fun. Y'all pick out the cutest guy in here, and I'll go talk to him and see if he wants to, see if he'll take us somewhere, do something. So they pick out this one guy. He's super cute, and I was actually I'm intimidated to talk to him. But I go up and I ask him hey, we're just here for the weekend. What should we do? He takes us up to the rooftop of Vanderbilt Hospital and watching the planes and helicopters take off. He had this secret entrance, and we were up there on the roof having a good time. And he ended up being he was a Vanderbilt kicker. And so naturally after that I was anchored down. That was my team after Bama, and they actually played in Birmingham, the Birmingham Bowl that year, so I got to go see them play. So it was a good time. It was one of those pick out any guy in this place,
I will give you, there is something, I'll give you this, Jenna. You do have some big, for lack of a better term, some big balls on you. You will go up to anybody and do anything. God, that day we were at Taziki's, when you just went up to that girl and asked her how old she was.
Oh, yeah. Tom was like, how old do you think that girl is? Because, she's cute. I was like, oh, I think she's, I thought she was older. And he was like, no, she's, 21.
But you do that kind of stuff all the time. When we were in Memphis and we met Coop, we should give Coop a shout. We should have given Coop a shout out.
I wish Coop could have come on here.
Yeah, we could probably get him to call in. Coop was a great guy, but Jenna just
the way we met them. I just asked him question is this a cool place to be?
You stay asking questions. Everybody we run into, It's like, let's play 20 questions with this person.
It wasn't. It was one. It was one. Like, you're glad we met him. Like, you
Well, we
wouldn't
met him
have
in
that
line.
friend.
We were waiting in line to get into that bar on Beale Street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're welcome for that friendship. I know y'all have been friends now since then.
I do. I like Coop. I haven't heard from him in a while. We should probably reach out to Coop and see how he's doing. Yeah, so anyway, Nashville, back to Nashville. That was Memphis. We're back in Nashville. It is one of the greatest cities in the South for sure. You know, I actually read something interesting about it the other day that Nashville it's growing so fast and that it has more cranes in operation, like
Wow.
for building like and construction, more cranes in operation than any city in the country right now.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
So that being said, there's also terrible, horrible traffic because the roads there are awful.
It's not as bad as Atlanta, though.
Yes, it is.
There's no way.
It's not as bad as Atlanta. Atlanta's, 6 times as big as Nashville, though. So you got a lot more people in Atlanta. But as far as the road design, Nashville's pretty bad. Or the city design, city plan, if you will.
Let's get ready to travel after a few words from this week's sponsor.
Crikey, the only time it's good to hear the scrape of metal is when a garbage can tips over.
Who are you?
Oh, I'm Al, and yes, you can tell from my accent I'm an Australian raccoon.
What are you doing in Alabama? Why am I talking to a raccoon?
I now represent Alarec. We're the go-to platform for simplifying car accident claims. Visit us for free wreck reports as well as legal consultations and medical consultations. Remember, mate, your road to recovery begins with alarec.com.
All right, John, we're back, and let's talk about where to eat, what to do, what to go see in Nashville. Like, so what are some of your favorite things to do and places to go on Broadway, for instance?
On Broadway, I just like there's Miranda Lambert's bar. It's like all pink and like it's 3 stories. There's a lot of 3-story bars there.
Yeah, I mean they're all in the Strip right there. They have those rooftop bars.
I like the ones that are like, it's like there's Tootsies. There's like a different band every level.
Yeah.
That's fun. And then Jason Aldean has a bar.
Yeah, was Jason Aldean's where that guy got caught peeing off the rooftop onto people?
Wow.
There was one of them. One of those bars, I think, was like one of the country singers. His bar some guy was just out there peeing off the roof. Yeah, I'm always now, like every time I go to Nashville, I'm gonna be worried about that. I'm gonna be walking down Broadway and look it up for sure. But some of my buddies, we talked about that they own a bar and restaurant there called the Valentine, and it's directly across from Jason Aldean's. It's great. Been there a few times. It's a really good time.
Yeah, there's like so Nashville has like different districts. Like you said, there's Broadway, and then there's 12 South and Hillsborough. That's 2 of my other favorite places to be. And I really like to stay there too. It's kind of like out of the noise, Like Broadway is
Which
fun,
one?
but it's
Hillsborough?
also like very touristy.
Oh yeah.
Like I like the more like Hillsborough Village and 12 South are like they're kind of upscale and like close to Music Row and close to Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
And it's just like kind of trendy and cool. I like to stay in Airbnbs there usually. But
Which one? Is that Hillsborough? Is that what you were talking about?
yeah, Hillsborough Village
Okay.
and 12 South. So in 12 South, there's a place I like to go eat, Bar Taco. I know you said it's like not just Nashville, but it's really good.
I don't know if it started in Atlanta or not, but yeah, and I know there are some in Atlanta. But yeah, Bar Taco is great. Love Bar Taco.
Yeah, it's like small plates of like you can get one of each kind of taco. They have duck tacos, which were really good.
Yeah.
I like those a lot.
Big fan of duck, are you? Okay. Yeah, I mean, I like duck too. I'm just messing with you.
And then there's a place called Urban Grub we like to go when we go there. They have like fire pits in the middle of the tables. So like you sit around a fire pit and
that's
eat dinner.
cool. That's
Yeah.
really
It's
cool.
like a little like nicer place if you're wanting to go somewhere like that. And I really like coffee shops in Nashville. I feel like Nashville has the best coffee shops.
Of any of the places you've been?
Yeah, like it's like my favorite place for coffee shops. Like there's good coffee shops everywhere.
All right, so what's your favorite?
My favorite is Fido, and it's in Hillsborough Village.
Okay.
and it's like Fido, the name of like a dog. So it's like a dog theme. Like they have pictures of people's dogs on the walls, and like, like it's very dog friendly,
family friendly environment.
Dog friendly, yeah.
What do you get there? The white girl special?
Oh, what's that?
I don't know, like an espresso
latte. Yeah,
with like 7 shots of espresso.
I'm real big into seasonal stuff, so they always have like
No way. Of course, you're probably a big pumpkin spice and your Christmas lattes and the typical white girl. Get it. I get it.
But they always have something good, like some kind of good seasonal drink. And then there's Frothy Monkey was started in Nashville, which now they have one in Birmingham too. Have you been there?
Mm-mm.
It's
Where?
so good. It's on 2nd Avenue.
Okay.
By like Neon Moon. Neon Moon? You know,
No.
the bar, Neon Moon? Okay,
There's
it's right by
It's
that.
like one of my favorite songs of all time.
Same. Well, Frothy Monkey's there. They have breakfast, lunch, coffee, wine. It's like, Nashville. But it started in Nashville.
Okay.
And then the best dessert that is also now in Birmingham is Jenny's Splendid Ice Cream.
Did it start in Nashville?
Yeah.
Because there's a bunch in
did.
Atlanta too.
When I first went there, like Nashville was the only place they had it.
Okay.
So it's like all natural everything, like all kinds of different ice cream flavors and
Yeah, Jenny's is the best. I love Jenny's. They now sell it in stores like grocery stores and stuff too. But
it's expensive in stores.
Yeah.
But
it's really
a good place.
All right, so let's talk about the sports scene. Since we do a lot of sports here, I have been to a Predators game.
That's cool.
I love the Predators game. Have you ever been to one?
No, I've never been to a hockey game actually.
I can't not watch hockey on TV. I just can't. It's so hard to follow the puck. Everything's going so fast. But in-person hockey games are so much fun. Predators games are, the crowd, Nashville, you'd be surprised, but Nashville really, really, really gets into their hockey, and it's great. It's a lot of fun. We went, was it last year? We went to a Predators game. They like made the playoffs. They're really good.
I know a lot of people here are Predators fans in Birmingham.
Yeah.
Like it's like the closest, like big.
That's great.
Team.
The Titans, I've never been to a Titans game.
I haven't either.
I'm a Falcons fan, and I don't know.
I'm not, but
Well, we should
I'm
go.
a Texans fan this year. Like I kind of pick a team every year because I don't really watch it much, but now it's like all these Alabama players on Texans, so I'm going for them.
And then of course we've got the Nashville music scene.
Wait, back up. Football.
You want to go?
Baseball. They have a what's the baseball team? The Nashville Sounds. I went to that last year. That was fun. It's like the Barons,
I don't really talk triple and double A sports. I know you're a cleat chaser and will chase it to go to any games and stuff like that. But
it was fun though. Like I was just there for a weekend, and they're like,
where do they play?
My friend wanted to go in Nashville.
I know that, but
they have a stadium.
What part?
I don't know where we were.
Are they like downtown?
Yeah,
okay.
I was downtown.
Like in the city, okay.
But it was a good time. Like I thought they did good with it. Like I don't know.
I believe you.
Yeah.
I believe you.
Another thing. So you said music scene. We're gonna talk about the music scene. I have been to like the best concert I think I've ever been to in Nashville.
Was it Taylor Swift?
No. I went to her in Atlanta. That was also the best concert. But this one, have you heard of the Ballroom Thieves? Shout out to them. A lot of people probably haven't heard of them. So
Is it ballroom dancing?
No,
Did you
it's
do
a
the
band
foxtrot?
called the Ballroom Thieves. Now they're married. Back when I saw them, they weren't married yet. They were engaged. The couple that is the band.
Okay.
It's really good, but the venue was really awesome that we saw them at. It was called The Basement. Have you been there?
No, I have not been to the basement.
It's super small. So you're right there at the
Okay.
so we got to actually meet the band and everything because it was such a small venue. But
so is this band any big? Are they big now? How long ago was this?
This was 6 years ago. Yeah, they're bigger. They've
It's
toured
a husband
with.
and wife.
Yeah, and it was another guy, but I don't think he's in it anymore.
Okay.
But they've toured with bigger name people. It's kind of like folk, music. Folky
Okay.
alternative. You need to look them up. I'm telling you.
All right,
They're
I'll
legit.
put them on my list of people to look up. Yeah, I mean, but Nashville has some great venues. My favorite venue in Nashville is the Ryman Auditorium. It's kind of like, there's a place in Atlanta that kind of reminds me of the Eastern. It's just a really, really great venue with there's not a bad seat in the house. Really good balcony seating. The band is in a great location. It's just really, really great venue. So if you ever get the chance to go see a band at the Ryman, have you been there?
Yeah, not to see a band, though. That's what I was putting for my things to see.
Oh, yeah?
Was the Ryman, because I went and toured it, like, during the day.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really cool because they have, like, a lot of very famous people's, like, outfits they wore. And, like, it's just like a museum.
Yeah, yeah,
But also people play there.
yeah.
It's like a big deal to get to play at the Ryman because it's so historical. But
Yeah.
I think it was definitely worth the tour. I guess the last time I went to Nashville, it was somewhere I went, and I had never been there. I've been to Nashville, like, multiple times, couldn't even count. But I had never actually, like, been to, like, the Ryman, like, the touristy type things. But it was really cool. Like,
Yeah,
it's
great. It's really good. It's a really good place to see music. I've not done the tour before, but been there for music. Really great. And, of course, you've got, like you talked about earlier, Vanderbilt. The Vanderbilt community, the hospital, the medicine, everything that they're known for out there is just, it's incredible. They do a lot of great things there. It's a really big research hospital. So that's a big staple in Nashville that I've been to. I've been there a lot for work. Used to go there to Vanderbilt a lot. It's great. I mean, now, however, the school is a bunch of nerds. And
oh yeah,
you were telling me about something earlier.
The video I saw this week on SEC Network. It was of all the Vandy fans storming the field in a 1-by-1 line, like single file line, storming the field, and it said they still got penalized for their very polite storm of the field, but.
That doesn't surprise me. They're a bunch of nerds. They
So
got into a
funny.
single file line and stormed the
It's
field.
like
I bet
very anticlimactic.
wouldn't even call that storming. That's
It's
just like walking the field.
on the field.
Yeah.
Congrats to Vandy for. I think they beat like Florida. They beat Florida. I think is while they were storming the field. But I mean that's a big deal. I mean,
Good for them. Good for them.
in Nashville too, like there's lots of celebrities around. Have you ever run into celebrities there?
Always. No, I mean, I'm not one of those people that, like, if I see a celebrity, I'm going to go run up to them or I'll play it real cool. They'll want to come talk to me.
Yeah.
So,
So I was there, and my old roommate lives there and works for Taylor Swift's record label. But we were there in a bar watching. It was like singers and songwriters, and so we saw Miranda Lambert. I mean, we were like from Me to You to Miranda Lambert. She's like, oh my gosh, you cannot talk to them. You cannot talk to her. Like, we had to play it cool because, like, local people don't talk to the celebrities. Like,
I
you have
wouldn't
to let
even
them.
know what Miranda Lambert looked like.
What? You're not big in the country.
No, I'm not. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm really not.
And then, like, we like, talked to Dan and Shay. Like we were just hanging out around them at the bar. They were cool. They're country, too. I mean, most people in Nashville are
Nashville's
country.
a big country
but,
music scene. Yeah, I get it.
But, yeah, you just have to know how to act around them there if you want to seem local, Like, give them their space.
You don't ever give off a local vibe. I'm not even sure you give off a local vibe in Birmingham.
Well, I'm not local, but no, we played it cool. I mean,
You're not known for that. I just don't. I find it hard to believe.
Reese Witherspoon has a store there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, in
She's
12
hot.
South.
I would know what she looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People have seen her there,
Okay.
like chilling in her store. There's like, I love shopping there though. There's lots of good stores around, 12 South area if you need some good clothes.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so this week's 10 out of 10 for me is The Standard. One of the best restaurants in Nashville. It's kind of an old, famous restaurant. It's in this old house on Rosa Parks Boulevard. It's an old house that was built in like the mid 1800s, I think 1843 if I remember correctly. And it's the food is phenomenal. They have a great filet there. and seafood, food, any kind. They kind of do the Southern cuisine, and the seating is all around this house, and it's just in like a really like cool. It's like there's big light on this old couch, like and the dining tables are just the bar. Everything is just really really cool. The atmosphere is amazing. The food is amazing. So my recommendation to check out while you're there is the Standard.
So my 10 out of 10 is if you're there for a bachelorette trip, there is this place that you can do a pole dancing class.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Or just like a Wednesday for Jenna.
It was so fun, though, and, like, actually a workout. Like, I think people do it as, like, a workout, too, like a workout class.
Yeah, there are pole dancing workout classes. You probably find that here in Birmingham. I'm sure you get that when you go when you work at the Furnace.
Oh, my God.
I'm just kidding, Jenna.
But it, like, we were really shocked at, like, how hard it was. Like, it was, like, challenging, and we were, like, sore forever. But it was really fun for a bachelorette trip. Like, they made it fun with, like, they had champagne and, like, just really.
Yeah. Get
girly.
you getting drunk and climb up some poles. That sounds, I'd do it. Sure. Were there any men in there?
No. It was just, like, a private, like, all the bachelorettes.
Yeah.
Or all the, yeah.
Okay.
All the bridesmaids were there. And, like, it was fun.
Hundreds of them in there.
Something that I never knew. I mean, it was just our group. Like, they did private, like, groups or whatever. So, it was good.
Well,
it was a good time. So, our extra point today. I need to know more about your dating life, Tom. The ghosting.
What did you call me last week?
I heard you ghosted a lot this week.
Look. All right. What did you call me last week?
The player?
The Birmingham.
The Birmingham Bachelor.
No, I hate dating. I'll be honest with you. I'm just tired of it. I've been on a lot of first dates, and yet I don't know. I don't know that it's considered ghosting if you don't really talk to them after like a first meet up for like an hour.
That's ghosting.
It is
Still
ghosting. Like, there's a few of them that I just that like texted me after the first date, like telling me they had a good time, and I just never responded. I know. I feel bad about that. Like I do. I do have a conscience. And there are other ones where I mean, I don't know. Anyway.
Well, it's good to hear from the other side of this, like what it's like to be a ghoster. I've never ghosted anybody. Well, like after a date.
I know. I don't feel good about it, but like, I mean, what do you do? I mean, I don't know.
Well, okay, to be fair, you told me that you didn't ghost one of them. Like these people that you went on a date with, you didn't ghost them, but then you like were honest with them, and then they like called you repeatedly. Which like if that happens, like that's a bad
it
experience.
Just kind of ruins it for the rest of them.
I see like why you ghosted after that, I guess, but like.
Yeah, I mean it's been quite an interesting week since last week. I'm
hopeful that
I had 2 on Friday, 1 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday, and 1 last Thursday. So 5 total.
This is why Tom couldn't come to the game with me.
I mean, it's not. I just didn't. I was going to the game to drive some people because I'm sober, and and then that kind of fell through, and I don't really want to go to an Alabama LSU game. But don't you worry, I'll be there next year for the Georgia Alabama game.
It was the loudest that stadium has ever been. Ever.
Yeah, I bet. But anyway,
the energy was good.
I don't know how we got sidetracked on that, but that's not.
You're ghosting.
Oh yeah, I do honestly feel bad about it, but like.
If you're listening, Tom is sorry.
Yeah, if you're out there listening, I'm not going to name any names obviously on here, but 5 first dates, and it's down to 1 actually.
Down to 1.
Down to 1 at the moment. So that I actually kind of like. I had a really good first date with, and we're going out on a second date tomorrow night.
I feel good about it.
You do?
I do.
You felt good about the other one too.
I know, but I don't know. How does John feel about it? I feel like he should call in at some point and tell us his thoughts.
We could definitely get John to call in on the show. He would love that.
He needs to talk about. Is he a Georgia fan too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He's a huge.
Yeah, we'll have him on next week.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. You're gonna get to meet him. We're
Yeah.
gonna stop by and you get to meet John, and we'll definitely get him to call in. one day you can talk to him about it while you're there. I don't even know if he's listened to it yet or not, but he will. I haven't sent him the link to it, but I will.
He needs to. He's featured in this episode.
Yeah, we'll definitely send this episode to him for sure.
This podcast was brought to you by Allarec.com. You can find them on the web at Allarec.com or give them a call at 205-903-9592. Thank you for listening to the 10 out of 10 podcast. Follow our travels every Victory Monday on YouTube and Apple Podcast, and extra content on Instagram at Genesee Harkness. Until next time, make each day a 10 out of 10.